This is the AarhusMaastricht Conference News Bulletin. Coming up, the Netherlands Minister for the Environment opens the high-level segment of the AarhusMaastricht Conference.
And the Aarhus Convention and its Compliance Committee can make a unique and positive contribution here.
Approval of the Maastricht Declaration. The Netherlands Minister for the Environment, Mansveld, delivered her opening speech at the Aarhus meeting.
But I believe things have improved in recent decades. By citing positive examples and continually holding each other to account, we can make progress in this area. And the Aarhus Convention and its Compliance Committee can make a unique and positive contribution here.
A lot of progress has already been made since the Aarhus Convention was adopted in 1998. But there's still a lot of work to be done. Societies change and we have to keep up with new challenges, new trends and new technologies. Against this background, we have to have new ambitions. So I support a new approach of a future-proof convention, an Aarhus 2.0. We need to better reflect some realities like the growing role of social media, environmental whistleblowers who need better protection, and individuals and companies that want better access to product information.
Attending the meeting, among others, were government representatives, NGOs, universities and industries such as BASF.
We acknowledge transparency, but on the other hand, there are also exceptions to transparency. And one exception is the protection of business secrets. Business secrets are important for R&D, for research and development, and for a better future, therefore. And if business secrets are not recognized and not protected, then the competitiveness of the industry will be jeopardized.
I'm here to make a statement to the Aarhus Convention, and what the Plastic Soup Foundation wants is that people here consider plastic or will consider plastic as an emission and put it under the rule of the Pollutant Release and Transfer Register. I want to make a statement because we think plastic is a toxic, and the emission of plastic is by now 100%. It's in honey, it's in beer, it's in mineral water, it's in the air. We breathe plastic, we drink plastic, and that makes it that it's not only a solid emission anymore, but it's changing. And we think scientists and politicians and everybody should look at plastic in a new way.
The Aarhus meeting was followed by the second session of the meeting of the parties to the Protocol on Pollutant Release and Transfer Registers.
The protocol is certainly one very concrete product of the conventions. In fact, if the convention is mostly dealing with legal issues, with legal principles, that has to be implemented in the national legislation. The protocol a little bit is a more technical protocol, but it requires very specifically in detail what should be done by the parties and what also should be done by the industry in order to make this information available for the public. So I would say the convention without the protocol would miss something.
Two panels discussed the right to information, environmental democracy and the relationship with social media.
For our house, it's about understanding how to best engage in social networks, how to present information in a way that is shared, is accessible, but also in a way that people can create their own data, their own information and share it across social networks about environmental issues. And also, it's very important that they learn how to do social media mediation, where they actually take part in discussions on social networks and correct misinformation and disinformation. And for many environmental issues, the truth is very important and people need to find the truth. So I think the best way to advise our house is how we get the truth out there, get people to discuss the truth and deal with misinformation and disinformation.
Newsflash. To minimize the carbon footprint of the meeting, the Netherlands has chosen to make the entire event climate-friendly by investing in canyon environmental projects aimed at reducing CO2 emissions. The Maastricht Declaration was adopted today. Its goal is to better protect whistleblowers, to increase the importance of social media and to improve access to product information.
Ministers and heads of delegation for parties and signatories to the Convention on Access to Information, Public Participation in Decision-Making and Access to Justice in Environmental Matters, and to its protocol on pollutant release and transfer registers, together with representatives of the other states, international, regional, and non-governmental organizations, parliamentarians and other representatives of civil society throughout the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe, region and beyond, adopt the Maastricht Declaration.
The most important conclusion isn't not only a dead document, but is alive. And the people here assembled keep the convention alive. And we are also thinking not about only information of the government, but also social media, that the public itself plays a role in sharing information about the environment.
As I always say, you may go faster if you travel alone, but if you travel together, you go farther.